time traffic.
Democrats in the Senate and Republicans in the House drawing lines in the sand over the budget deficit and taxes. For more on that topic and the day's other political headlines, we turn to our team of experts on this Wednesday morning. Democratic political strategist Peter Fenn. Peter, good to see you.
Good to see you, Allison.
And while Jim Innocenzi is away, we welcome Jason Meath, the Republican media strategist. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Peter, you were saying that the two of you are no strangers. You've worked together before.
That's right.
This should be a piece of cake.
That's right. Well, I don't say we agree on everything before.
It will be a lively discussion. We can agree on that. Let's start with this news that came out yesterday. We, of course, saw the press availability when President Barack Obama was going to have a meeting with the Republicans and on the Hill. And then this comes out. Basically, it's in the National Journal ran a story quoting an unnamed senior White House official as saying that this is a joke. We're wasting the president's time and ours. I hope you in the media are happy because basically we're doing this for you. So Carney comes out and says, of course, this did not come from him. He doesn't know who said this. But Peter, let me ask you, what is going on here with this sort of statement coming out?
Well, first of all, not only is this person unnamed, but if they find out who it was, if there was such a person in the White House, he'll be unemployed fairly quickly, too. No, I think this statement was dead wrong. I mean, this is not a joke. This is really important. The president cares about having this dialogue. It's, look, the dinner that he had last week was a positive development. So I think there's going to be more of this, not less. I think there has to be more of this in this town if we're ever going to get any kind of agreement.
Jason, is this real or a publicity stunt?
You know, I actually do happen to agree with Peter on this one. It doesn't certainly help the White House at all. However, I want to know how this charm offensive is going with Obama. I mean, you know, a couple weeks ago, he got this advice from Bill Clinton to say, you know, reach out and wine and dine these folks and sort of invite them to the White House for dinner. White House is a great place to go for dinner. Of course, he gets a group of senators together at the Jefferson Hotel for dinner. I mean, you know, if someone's paying for it, I'm there. You know, I wasn't on the guest list. But, you know, I want to see how this is going because, look, I mean, I don't think a steak dinner buys you $1 trillion in tax hikes with these guys.
But does it get the ball rolling on dialogue?
I think it does, and it makes life easier for Boehner because he's not just the sole focus, or for that matter, Harry Reid. So that what you do is you widen the tent. And you know, one of the interesting things that came out, it was very interesting because some of us on the Democratic side have been pushing this for quite a while. And one of the things I was saying to my wife, I said, you know, why didn't he invite people down for the showing premiere of Lincoln at the White House with Steven Spielberg and the first? Well, it turns out he did. He invited 5 Republicans to come down, but none of them came. And that was a point. It was a tough time. That was when they were trying to negotiate fiscal cliff. But I think now, look, they're accepting it. He's going to them. He's going to neutral ground. But as Jason says, look, this is about substance. I mean, we're not going to buy a taking down of the tax break for the richest of Americans from 39% to 25%, as Congressman Ryan would like. We're not going to eviscerate and privatize Medicare and go with vouchers. You know, we're not going to agree to a deep sixing of the entire Obama health care plan. That ain't happening.
Let's move into the budget. We saw these dueling plans come out yesterday from Democrat Patty Murray and Republican Paul Ryan, as you mentioned. When we have these two different sides, what can we expect as the American public? Can we expect a long debate before anything is reached? Can we expect that we can come together on this?
You can't get any two diametrically opposed plans that comes out of Murray and then Paul Ryan. You know, Paul Ryan, I can only liken it to the scene in The Hangover when the guys wake up in the morning and there's a tiger in the room, and it seemed like a good idea the night before, but then they got to figure out how to get rid of the tiger.
Right.
And now this is what they're dealing with you know, the Obama's health care plan as well as these very difficult decisions. Look, these are the hard things that need to be done in Washington, and nobody really wants to face the hard things. They have very different ideas about how you face those types of hard questions.
And there is no doubt that the president is talking to the Democrats about entitlement reform. That's what he said to them. Look, we're not going to get a deal with Republicans unless we do this. Now, conversely, to me, the Ryan plan, it is like the tiger, in a way. It's Alice in Wonderland as a historical novel. I mean, what? I mean, it's like saying someone's selling a house for $500,000 and you walk in and you offer them $10,000 for the house. It's like, what? This is a starting point? And what both sides have to do, I think, is step back and say, okay, look, we know where your base is coming from. We know what Ryan proposed a couple of years ago. We know where some of the Democrats are, especially the liberal Democrats. This is not even, it's not even relevant.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would just, liken it back again to, what happened in the 90s with Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich, and when they came to a stalemate, Clinton adopted a number of the Republican proposals as his own, and just kind of took them and ran with them. And
welfare reform.
Well, and he won, and he sort of won the day. I'm sort of looking for where Obama is on that. What are the Republican ideas that he's reaching across the aisle and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a couple of these. I like these. We can work together on this. And I haven't seen that so far.
Gentlemen, I had so many more questions. We had so many more topics and things to talk about, the three of us together, but our time is done. I appreciate you coming in, Jason Meath and Peter Fenn, as always.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time. We'll be right back.